For my last episode in the series, I'll visit the Dowans Hotel in Aberlour. This stunning 4-star hotel boasts a whisky snug containing 650 Scotch whiskies, 16 individually styled ensuite rooms, and a restaurant. It is owned and run by the Murray family, and today I'm going to sit down with Lauren and Steph to talk about their experiences in Speyside. Alright guys, so I'm here in the Dowans Hotel with the amazing Steph and Lauren, who run the place. We've just been shooting a video here, so we've obviously been abiding by social distancing and all the COVID guidelines. So that's the reason why I'm in here, because they are actually closed right now. So I thought I'd take the opportunity to sit down with both of you. Thank you very much. And just talk to you about, I suppose, life in Scotch Whisky Country and how it's been. You guys kind of grew up here most of your life?
No, so we
adult
actually,
life?
so later adult life, we've actually been here for just over 8 years. So it's
Seems like I've known you guys so much longer.
I know.
It feels like we've been here for longer sometimes.
Yeah. Feels like forever.
We're originally from Glasgow, but we grew up abroad for we were abroad for about 25 years, living all over the world. Had a chat as a family and decided that we'd go into business together. So that's how we ended up here. We kind of looked around at lots of different hotels back in 2000, kind of late 2010 to early 2011.
Yeah.
But at the time though, this business had very, very little investment. It was kind of just riding on the coattails of what it had been, which was mostly a sporting hotel.
It's quite interesting, right? You talk about your background with you guys living overseas and living in big cities. And then you come to Speyside, which is amazing, but let's face it, doesn't exactly have a massive nightlife.
It's an entirely different way of life, but one of the things I love about it is it's a small knit community. Mm-hmm. It's not something that we're very used to. So actually everyone knows everyone, and everyone kind of rallies behind each other, and especially in this, being in the whiskey part of hospitality, everyone's worked with each other at some point, so you can walk in the door and know about 15, 20 people that are already here. Yeah,
I suppose it's cool for you because, I mean, you know, a lot of whiskey fans out there look at these huge personalities within the whiskey world, right? And you have them coming in your door just for dinner, like on a Tuesday night, and they're just hanging out.
Oh, it was actually really funny. There was a few years ago, so it must have been like maybe 3-4 years ago, and this lady came over to me in reception and she kind of whispers, but like stage whisper, "Oh my God, is that Ian Logan?" And she got out her Lonely Planet and she had this little picture of him and she was like, do you think he'd give me an autograph? And I was like, that is brilliant. You literally walk in the door and there can be people who are part of the whiskey industry because they love whiskey, but they're not part of the whiskey working industry, like the distinction makes sense. So they walk in the door and they see like master blenders and master distillers, and their minds are just absolutely blown that they're able to be in the same space as them and having a drink in the same space, and they can be here and someone can strike up a conversation with them, and then suddenly they're like 3 or 4 drams in, and those 3 or 4 drams are ones that have been specifically, kind of picked out by the brand ambassador or the master distiller or whatever.
So what would you say, pros and cons about living up here then?
Con, you've got to drive everywhere.
Yeah.
So like if you don't drive, firstly, don't live here.
Don't expect to get an Uber at 1 in the .m.
Uber does not exist
Uber
up here.
The amount of times we've had to say that to people, Uber does not exist.
A pro and a con, the rain. So the pro side of things, whiskey, because you need the water to make the whiskey. Pro side of things, it's stunning up here. Yeah. The colours are just absolutely beautiful, especially October time. That's my favourite time of year with all of the burnt oranges. The con side of things, it's raining. Yeah. And I don't like the rain.
It's quite kind of dry up here. You compare it to Islay or Glasgow. And
West Coast is like a whole other story, isn't it?
Yeah, we've got our own little microclimate here. Absolutely. So we do tend to get better weather than most people, and because we are surrounded by the mountains tend to take it and then just feed it off, which, I mean, the distilleries all love.
But you forget how beautiful Speyside is until you're maybe away from the area for a couple of weeks and you come back in, or you kind of really take the time to look outside the window and then you go, wow.
Yeah.
Like, you know, people come here from all over the world and they're absolutely blown away by how stunning it is.
A big pro for you guys is, to your point earlier, you've got so many distilleries on your doorstep.
Yeah,
You get
absolutely.
so much support from all these guys coming in doing tastings all the
Yeah.
time, bringing groups in for dinner, staying here obviously.
Yeah, absolutely.
We've actually built up such a great relationship with people to the point that it's not just business anymore, it's friendships. I mean, we met you through business, you're now friends, and for me, it's such a great industry to be part of because people do want to build that connection to you. They want to get to know you. They want to spend time with you. You know, they're coming in with their guests. You're not just serving them and walking away. You end up potentially sitting down and having a dram with them, or you get pulled in for dinner, or, you know, whatever happens. But you get to actually be interacting with people in an entirely different way you would if you were in the city or in a different setting. It's more family.
Yeah, well, and that's what I love about coming here. It is like, you guys are like family now for me, and it is a family-run business, right? And you really get a sense of that when you come to the Downs, which I think is fantastic.
You get abused. That's just what we do.
I love
So
a
we're
bit of
very,
abuse when I
we're
come
very
in.
sarcastic.
No, but I mean, like,
Right, best whiskey brand to work with? Nah, I'm not going to say that. I will. So someone coming to Speyside, staying in the Downs, top 5 things for them to go and do when they're here.
Distilleries, for sure.
go for a walk.
Yeah.
Literally, there are so many, like, whether you want to go up or whether you just want to go flat. I mean, Speyside Way is brilliant. Old railway. So, you know, you get to the sites that you get to see along it are amazing, and you can go for miles. So that's great.
The local seasonal produce. So what we have available here from the sea, from the land.
Yeah, and there are loads
so much.
so many more restaurants and stuff like that up here now that are singing the praises of what we've got in Speyside.
Castles.
Yeah.
Love a castle.
And then, in all honesty, like the coast.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think you can come to Speyside and miss out on the Moray Firth because it's absolutely beautiful.
And sometimes they're dolphins.
Top 5 things. We could go on and on and on because there's tons of.
So, desert island drink. You like pina colada, right?
Blood orange margarita.
Desert island dram.
Oh, because I was going to say old fashioned.
I know.
And I was going to get right in there. So my nostalgic dram, Macallan 10, because that literally was Dad's favourite dram before we came anywhere near here. When first came up into the air, Aberlour Buna. Absolutely one of my all-time favourites. And then before I got pregnant, so that was pretty much the last time that I really had like a dram properly. Balvenie Caribbean Cask, one of my all-time favourites. Like, it's very. I think, like, for me, the Caribbean Cask is one that I could literally have at any time. The Abuna I'd probably either have with food or like after I've had a meal.
Yeah. Alright, ladies, well, listen, we're going to wrap up there. Thank you so much for your time. Always a pleasure to chat to you. I look forward to you guys opening back up again very shortly.
Yes, we're very excited.
If you are coming up to Speyside, check out the Dowans Hotel. Highly recommend it for dinner, staying here and getting these guys to look after you.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll look forward to seeing you.
Is that a good idea?
So guys, hopefully you enjoyed my little series there on Speyside personalities. Big thank you to all those that let me interview you for this little series that I was doing, and thank you guys so much for watching it. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and if you do like all the content that I'm putting out right now, do me a favour, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and I'll see you next time. Slán Java.